perfectly fluffy, buttery, homemade biscuits. You want these. They are flaky, they're delicious, they're pretty simple with a couple tricks. Let's make them. Biscuits are pretty simple, and yes, I am from the north, I'm from Iowa, so I'm not gonna say I'm a biscuit king by any chance, but Grandma did make biscuits a lot. Mom made them once in a while. They're sometimes just really good because they go together quickly, they're buttery, they're soft, they work with lots of meals, you can make them even into sandwiches. I love them for breakfast. But the thing is, a few little steps, a few little tricks do make a difference in having a really delicious flavored biscuit where you taste the butter, but also fluffy. And why not make the best biscuit if you're gonna make one? So this is all about just good homemade biscuits. And to start, we need all-purpose flour. Now, I know in certain parts of even our country here, you're used to buying maybe self-rising flour. That was never normal for me, so this is all just all-purpose flour, nothing into it, and now we're gonna add the rest. So a little bit of seasoning with some salt, super important, because salt adds a flavor, and it really does. It brings out that butter flavor. Now, if you're gonna use salted butter, don't put in the salt. Then we're gonna add in some baking powder. So these are gonna really help give it rise, and that's important because you want that rise in it. And then a little bit of baking soda here too. And after all the dry ingredients are in, each one important, we're just gonna mix it. Mix it with your hand. Don't worry about it. Have your clean hands. This is a cook's best tool at home. And that's just making sure everything's evenly incorporated in here. So that's your flour, your leavening components, your salt, and then that's it. So what's really important with a biscuit is butter. It adds flavor. It also, when it's in there and worked in correctly, as the butter melts and creates little pockets of steam, it helps the biscuits rise, and that's super important. So instead of trying to work it in perfectly and evenly, we're gonna grate our butter. This to me is the most quick and easy, but also effective step you can do. And I'm sure you've seen this before. And what we're doing, see all those wonderful pieces of butter? Instead of us trying to do that by hand, we're letting the grater do it. Now, once I get this butter all grated, I'm gonna throw it into the freezer for like 15 minutes. I want it really cold. When you're baking something like a pie crust or like a biscuit, you want all the components super cold and then bake it really hot, and that gives you the most rise and the most flakiness. So we're gonna finish doing this and then throw it in the freezer. So I just pulled this out of the freezer. It doesn't look different, but it feels different. It's like little pieces and they're harder, and that's what you want, just frozen shreds of butter. So instead of doing this, you could do it in a food processor, but the difference is when you do it in a food processor, it can kind of sometimes get overworked, or you could get the butter too small or the processor heats it up. You don't want that. You want it to be frozen little shreds of butter, and that's what's perfect. All the work is done for you, and now we can just toss it together with this dry ingredients. So we're just gonna start tossing it, and it really doesn't take long, and soon enough it looks like all the butter is just coated. So instead of picking up big pieces of butter and pushing them between your thumb and forefinger like you would when you make pie crust or certain pastry, you kind of have all this done. And it's all these wonderful shreds and shards of butter. It's even, they're small, they're thin, and yet they're gonna give you those little pockets of steam you want. So once you have that tossed, takes no time. It really is, it's a simple and quick technique, and I think it makes a big difference. We have buttermilk. Buttermilk is important. It has the acidity that's gonna also help it rise, work with that double acting baking powder that we use. It also has flavor. So that's why it's important. So we're just gonna dump it all in, right into the middle. And I know it looks kind of messy. It is messy. So what I'll do actually is I'll grab a fork here, and with the fork, this is sometimes, you can use a pastry cutter too. I don't like a pastry cutter because I think that makes the butter too small, but a little fork here at first makes your hands not get quite as messy. And what we're doing is we're just stirring, we're turning, and it's gonna start looking kind of shaggy, kind of ragged. Do you see how it's slowly starting to pull together? And as it comes together, instead of just starting to push it together to form one mass, it's wet, it's kind of shaggy, and it's irregular. You have a little bit of dry bits still. That's a good place to be at. This is where now we want to put it onto a well-floured surface. Now, the one thing that can be hard with the recipe is when it says well-floured surface. What does that mean? So that's why I wrote this recipe, which you don't have to memorize. It is down in the description of the video. It is on my website. But I'm saying the amount of flour to actually put on your board because that's part of the recipe. This flour is gonna get worked into these biscuits. So I'm gonna turn this right onto the flour, and we're gonna just make sure we get all that out. That's the beautiful part here. And now what we're gonna do is slowly, gently, without too much worry, kind of just pat this into a, so you see how I'm patting it somewhat into a shaggy mass? It's not perfect. And you see we have enough flour on the board that I can just put it on top if I need to. And at this point, what I'm gonna do is start rolling it. So this is where the second part of this technique comes in. We're gonna try to make it a little flakier. And this might be things you've seen before, but we're gonna roll it out gently, just slightly. And there is no, you don't have to be perfect on this. Look at this. Mine does not look perfect. But do you see what I'm doing? I'm rolling it. And then what I'm gonna do, I know, this is weird, Caleb. We're gonna cut it in thirds roughly. And these thirds, they're not perfect, but what they're gonna do is create more, yeah, you guessed it, flakiness. So we're gonna put them on top of each other. See how perfect that looks? It doesn't, that's the best part. We're gonna put a little bit more flour on it, and we're gonna roll this out. And what that's gonna help do is create a little bit more flakiness, because when you bake a biscuit, what do you want? You want those flaky, fluffy layers. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna roll it out, do that one more time, where I cut it into thirds, then we're gonna just cut our biscuits. So I just got my final, just 2 times total, but cuts done. You can see I'm just putting them on top of each other again. And the second time you do it, it's a little bit easier because it comes out a little bit more square, which I think is kind of nice. Now this time, we're not gonna roll it out too thin, because that's the important part here, is we're not going too thin. What we're doing instead is just getting to the point where we're gonna cut it. So to me, biscuits, you can do drop biscuits. Those are super easy. You can do other forms of biscuits, but then sometimes you wanna have biscuits that are just like, those are the biscuit. They're good biscuits. They take maybe a couple more steps like this does, but guess what? What would life be without a couple more steps once in a while? It makes it just, believe me, worth it. And what I'm doing is roughly making sure I'm not sticking too much. The flakiness and the shagginess is important. So if you think, oh, it looks a little bit uneven, that's okay. If you get more flakiness on top because of some of those shards, that's okay too. Don't be scared of those. So then you wanna make sure you don't have it too thin because you want it to have a good thickness. We're gonna pull our wonderful parchment lined pan over here and we're gonna start cutting. Now mine has the crinkles on it. They're not gonna usually stay on it once you actually bake it, but we're gonna start cutting these out. And the important part with a biscuit is not to be twisting as you're doing it, because that can actually seal in the edges and then they won't rise as well. You just wanna go straight down and pull up and then put that right onto your parchment line. Now if you look at all those little layers of flaky. That's what we were just working so hard to get. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna cut these, and then I will push it together and roll it out one time. If you do it too many times, they're not near as nice. So I'm gonna do it just one time, but make sure I get a few more out of it. So you can see with all the scraps that I've left, I stack them again. I cut them a little bit smaller and I stack them because, yeah, that's just more flakiness. And I know it's not, you know, those ones that you do kind of towards the end like this, when you're using up the dough, they're not gonna be as pretty. Like they're just not, and that's okay. But we're gonna roll it out. Isn't that beautiful? I love a biscuit. I just don't think we all make enough biscuits. And maybe it's because I grew up in a place where, you know, biscuits aren't as normal in Iowa. And so that's okay. So I'll just keep these scraps now separate and I will just bake them for myself. That's what you do with the very end scraps. You bake them for yourself. I'm gonna clean up. We're gonna just brush a little bit of melted butter on top to make them perfect and put them right into a hot oven. So I melted a little butter, let it cool off just slightly because you don't want to put too hot of butter on top of these biscuits or melt any of the butter in the biscuit. Now, if you're worried that your biscuits are getting warm or your room is extra hot, it's in the middle of summer, whenever it is, pop them in the fridge or the freezer. Let them cool off for a bit. That's okay. That's going to make sure your butter's cold still, which is important. It just makes a little bit of difference, I'm just saying. And you don't have to. You may just not get as much rise, and that's okay. So I have them all buttered, and now just to gild the lily, a little bit of salt. A little bit of kosher salt or flaky salt. What that does, it just gets it a nice kind of crust on top of that hit of salt that we sometimes just love. So we're gonna pop these right into a hot oven. That's essential. Then we're gonna let them bake. So you can see the biscuits when they come out. They're beautiful, they're golden, they're puffed. Look at the flaky layers. They're like pulling apart. Now, if you wanna gild the lily, I know this is stupid because we're gonna put butter on them too when we eat them, but a little bit of that melted butter, if it's left on top, why not have the most buttery flavor? Here's my thing. I don't eat a biscuit every day. No. Or all the baked goods I make isn't every day. But when I have one, I want it to be the best, the most flavor, umptious, beautiful. That's what this is about, is when you're gonna have something and indulge, maybe or have something you don't have every day, enjoy it to the fullest. So we're gonna make a quick honey butter. Now I'm gonna use just slightly softened, you know, room temperature, or if you have to, a few seconds in the microwave. Now I'm using salted butter because I do find salted butter just has good flavor when it has been salted. Now, you can just salt unsalted butter, but there's something about buying salted butter that I just don't think you'll get that flavor quite otherwise. Now, I'm just first pressing it and making sure it's very soft and easy and pliable. And this will make it really easy when I want to work a bit into it. Because if I didn't tell you, it's honey butter with a little bit of cinnamon. It's just one of those extra special things that, no, you're not going to have all the time, but when you do, it's good. So we're going to add in some honey. I have some local honey here. It's some B-Dubs honey, and I'm going to put in some of that honey. Look how beautiful that is. And then we're gonna put in just a little bit of cinnamon. I mean, you could put a lot of cinnamon too if you wanted. It's really whatever works for you. And we're gonna work that now together. And guys, if this isn't a way to enjoy a biscuit, I don't think I know what is. Because this is just, think of this on your Thanksgiving table. The butter too, but the biscuits, or on breakfast, maybe make some sausage gravy, maybe just some jam on the biscuit. Whatever works for you. So there you can see, beautiful honey butter. It's like no recipe needed here. It's just butter, honey, some cinnamon. Look at that. You just keep it in the fridge, pull it out, let it get up to room temperature. I know, you're excited too. So what we need to do now is some pretty important stuff, you guys. This is always, to me, I'll take one for the team here and do it, but we need to taste it. We need to make sure they're good. So we're gonna take one. And look at this. You see how they're just like flaking apart? Like, look at that. No one is complaining about that. And if you're saying, I love those one canned biscuits, no, try these. Try these. And then tell me, because these really are. Put some of that butter on it. Don't be stingy. Put the butter on, look how it's still melting because they're still warm from the oven, which there's no better way. I need a moment. They're really good. What's wonderful about them is just the intense, beautiful flavor they have. They are that good. The honey butter is just melting off of them, which that's one of the best things. What I love is, you see the bottom gets nice and golden brown. That is flavor, almost like a crust. The inside is pillowy, soft, fluffy. That top is just that beautiful golden brown again. These seriously are such a good biscuit. They take a couple steps, but let me tell you something. They are pretty easy and pretty quick. Anyone can do these. Children can help do these. They're fun. You roll them out. You have a couple techniques with the cutting, but it makes a huge difference and gives you these beautiful biscuits. So what do I hope you do? I hope you make biscuits because you'll be happy if you do, and it will just be a good day for you. I also hope you share this video around because it helps me when you share the videos, but it helps everyone else see this is super doable. If I can do it, anybody can do it, and all can enjoy biscuits. That's the point. Check my website, wiseguy.com, for this recipe and all my other recipes. They're all on there. Until next time, have a biscuit. You'll be glad.